For all those years that you two did not speak, did you have his number in your cell phone?
Yes.
Okay. So I asked Rich some years back that same question, and he said no. And I told him I didn't believe it.
Okay. Well, now we're fighting again because he's a liar.
Oh no! Don't let the number guy break
I'm
up
just
the Black
kidding.
Rose again. Hey, thanks for being here. It is another Audacy check-in, which is pretty cool. My name's Jason Bailey, and I mean, this is like one of those things where it's 15 years in the making, right? It is the first new album from the Black Crowes, Happiness Bastards, which is set to release March 15th, and the new lead single, Wanting and Waiting. And we get the opportunity to spend some time with Chris Robinson. And Chris, let me tell you, 15 years for this album, which, Black Crowes fans are sitting there going, okay, guys, patch it up. What are we doing? Let's go. Would you, or maybe behind the scenes, was there talks of possibly having this album titled Happiness Bastards out before 15 years?
No, I don't think so. You know what I mean? It took the both my brother and I's sort of expedition into the wilderness, of our solo careers, just to kind of take the heat off the kettle. You know what I mean? And get into the world and see. We went from basically living in mom and dad's house to being rock stars in a few years. But we never really had any perspective, we never had any really time to untangle that. And, both of our lives and, not being in each other's lives and not having the Black Crowes for a long time, it just, I was like, wow, I didn't really know we would be back. But then things happen, a lot in your life, things happen. In my case, like meeting the love of my life after all these years and having this kind of new, having a partner in this that could really, let me see things for what they are, to be able to heal my relationship with Rich. And he would say the same thing, I think, to have the team of people we have around us. And then I think the most important thing was not doing any new music. Let's get this band back together. Let's get these people in on this, and let's hit the road, because that's where we've always, that's where it's the proving ground, if you will.
Ironically enough, you and I are talking today, and I just reconnected with my brother as well after a very long period of time. And I was thinking about this, knowing that we were going to talk, and it was a weird feeling like nothing ever happened. Any of the issues that we had, one in particular, the big issue. And I'm wondering with you, when you get back in the studio, is it just like it's forgotten and we're moving forward? It's like riding a bike, the chemistry and the synergy is just
Yeah.
automatically there.
Well, I think if you don't have that attitude, then you're just like mucking about in resentment and anger, and I don't think that, I don't think either of us or anyone around us would be interested in that. I mean, so yeah. And like I said, I think being on tour and getting it together, getting our feet under us and getting this whole thing in a sense, the working order that we needed it to be, was the fertile ground to finally make this new record.
Would you tee this new album, Happiness Bastards, up as a reflection of the past? I mean, you guys are coming up on a 40-year mark of the Black Crowes, or the start of a new, like, will we see more albums?
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with, I mean, yeah, of course it has something to do with the past, because, it's a body of work, the song, we're songwriters, we're working artists, we're musicians. And, we've been doing this, like you said, through the 80s, 90s. I mean, the world changes quite a bit in 40 years, and whether you like it or not. And I mean, I think we're focused on this, and this is what we're excited about. But yeah, I think this just opens up the opportunity for Rich and I, things, when Rich and I are together, and when Rich and I can work things out, and when we have a great team around us and people care about us, and you're just more, it's just the way it is that in our lives. And I think for a lot of people, we're just more checked in with how we're feeling, and respect for one another and our experiences, respect for, like you were saying with your brother, we have a dual aspect to it, because yeah, we're family, but we also have this band that we dreamed up one day, you know what I mean, back in the 80s. And so, the responsibility lies for Rich and I to be brothers and be there for each other, and we know when that is working, then the band is better. You know what I mean? Everything is better, you know what I mean, in our lives.
For all those years that you two did not speak, did you have his number in your cell phone?
Yes.
Okay. So I asked Rich some years back that same question, and he said no. And I told him I didn't believe him.
Okay. Well, now we're fighting again because he's a liar.
Oh no! Don't let the dumb radio guy break
I'm
out
just
the Black
kidding.
Rose again.
He had my number. I don't care what he said. He might not.
I
I'm
didn't
not
believe him.
kidding. I'll tell you this: we didn't use the numbers, but he had my number. We still had. We still, we lost our dad 11 years ago, but our mom is still kicking up a storm there in Nashville. So you know what I mean. We still have to take care of some familiar things, but uh, no, but we didn't use that number. You know what I mean? We didn't speak, and that was a shame.
Yeah. What about the first time that you heard the Black Crows on the radio? Do you remember where you were then?
Yeah, I was here in Los Angeles, we were. I was with, I don't know who. I don't remember who I was with. I was in a car. Jealous Again came on the radio, and it was rad.
All right. Happiness Bastards is the new album from the Black Crows. Like I said, this is the first album, 15 years, coming out March 15th. The lead single, Wanting and Waiting. It is Chris Robinson of the Black Crows. Thank you so much for the time, my friend. And I again, outside of this radio thing as a fan, just so excited that this is happening because like 3, 4, 5 years ago, whenever I was talking to Rich, I didn't think it was, but now it is.
Yeah.
It's
Well, thank
done.
you. Yeah, man, we're very excited about the whole thing, and just we're here to keep it rocking down the old road. You know what I mean? And thanks, man. Thanks for having me.